I did it. I purchased a webcam. I wanted to see how much this would impact my productivity as a content creator and how having a camera that's super accessible impacts the quality and quantity of my videos. This past week, I've researched a few webcams to see which one will be well matched with myself and what I'm aiming for, and I finally settled on the Obscot 4K webcam. This one is tiny but well matched for what I need. I decided to change webcam because I was using my ZV-1 webcam, which is a Sony camera, right? And I was having issues on where to mount it because the way my desk is set up, I can't just put it straight through the middle because I have two screens. I bought an arm to put it on, which could help with doing overhead shots or just like for a streaming angle, and it still just wasn't great because where I put the ZV-1 up on the arm, it would cut off just the corner of my screen. So when I'm doing like a screen share for my YouTube videos, when I'm making beats, sometimes I have to duck below to see what instrument I use and things like that. So I was just like, you know what, I need something that's just quick, accessible, that I could just plug in and turn on when I'm ready to use it. So that's why I decided to go for a webcam instead. Okay, so I'm now recording the video using the new 4K webcam by Obspot. This is the control center to apply any settings. I'm not going to go into depth about the specifications of this camera and all the different features it has because it's been out for a minute. But I have had a chance to play around with some things, for example, the motion tracking, and I've also zoomed in a little bit for this video just because that's just my preference. You can also set presets, and you can have like a live view using this option, and you turn it on and off via this button. And you could also like adjust the color all from this control center. But I use lots for my videos, so I didn't play around with that. But I'm gonna have another look this week to see what else it can do and have a play around. Okay, so before I get into it, let me just play you the whole beat first, or like the first part, the second part of the intro, and then the verse. Okay, so I wanted to create a guitar beat. So I pulled up a bank from Contact, which is a third-party bank called Nylon Guitar. I put it on the Spanish preset and then changed it from guitar mode to keyboard mode. I always start with my melodies. I always start with chords and then either strum them or create a pattern within them. Pretty much simple. It's in the key of G minor. I put my chords in and then I strum them going down. Then I added a flute, which is also a third-party bank from Trouble Flute in Contact. And then a bass in Contact 7, which I believe is a Rickenbacker bass. So those three sound like this all together. Those are the first three instruments that I laid down for my ideas. And then I wanted to keep the verse a lot more simple and just create space for the vocals. So I went in and then I added this texture from Arcade called Diminishing. I then EQ'd, added a halftime, an effect rack, drip, a shaper, and some reverb. And on its own, it sounds like this. I then added a piano from Omnisphere, which sounds like this. Simple, just the chords. I then added another texture, which is more like a pad from Omnisphere. . all together that sounds like this. Really, really simple, but a nice texture. Typical me, after I've done that, I always start with a clap. So it's either a clap or a snare. And once my melodies are laid down, that's what I lay down next. So after I added all those together, I then went in and added a clap, snare, hi-hat, and open hat. Very, very simple. I then added the 808. And then a kick to add more punch. Then a tom, just to add a little bit more variance and texture within there. This way it sounds like alone. And then I'll play it all together. Then I added a cymbal for when it transitions back into the hook. And then a little sound effect. And some chimes. And then another transition to a cymbal. And that's pretty much it. That's how I go about laying my guitar beats down. I start off with the guitar, create the melody, and then think about other textures that I want to lay below it. So generally it could be, I could start with like a pad or a flute under a guitar beat and then go and add a piano just to see what else I can accent. I don't always just stick to the chords. Sometimes I'll arpeggiate those chords or strum those chords just to see what I can create. But simple beats like this is very, very valuable to add loads of different textures. But not textures that are busy. It's just something that can lay below the main melody and just thicken it up. But things like this create so much space for the artist to just go in and create, you know? I definitely like making simple beats like this. It allows me to explore with different sounds and see what is well matched to what instrument, you know, because everything is different. All right, guys, that's going to be it from me. I'm going to take this boy out for a walk because he's getting restless and I don't want him to destroy anything else in the house. But yeah, please stay tuned. There's a lot more to come in 2025. It's been a crazy start to the year. Some sad news, but also some things I'm looking forward to. So we're going to keep progressing. Consistency is definitely my word for this year, as well as discipline. I've got back into the gym. I'm writing daily plans and daily goals to see how much I can achieve. And I also have two projects I'm working on, 2 personal builds of mine. So I'm excited to see how that goes. But yeah, hopefully start traveling again next month. And I want to see more of the UK as well, like I mentioned in my other video. But as you can hear, this boy's crying, so I'm going to take him for a walk. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.